Stress and anxiety is at an all-time high, not only for us as adults, but our kids are feeling it too. So I'm joined here now by Martin Davidson. He's a clinical psychologist at the North Shore Stress and Anxiety Clinic. So great to have you here.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Okay, stressors are huge right now. Life is hard. How do we help our kids navigate these intense feelings?
Well, the most important thing generally to try to do with our kids is to support them in facing whatever it is that's making them feel anxious. As parents, I think what we really want to do is try to save them and rescue them and not have them feel any distress. But it's actually really, really important for them to feel that so that they can learn that they can deal with it, they can navigate it, and they develop like competence in their ability to go through difficult things and come out the other end.
Okay, and so how can we help them maybe develop some resilience to these strong emotions? Because we're feeling them, they're feeling them. How can we help them through?
Well, as a parent, you want to show a lot of confidence in their ability to get through it, right? The way that we talk ourselves through anxiety-provoking or stressful situations determines how we face them and whether we can get through them. So as a parent, you want to show confidence that you can get through this. Like, I believe in your ability to get through it. You can ride it out, and I'll be there on the other side waiting for you, and we'll deal with whatever happens on the other side. And that's really, really important, but it's also really tough for parents because you have to allow your kid to feel that distress, to feel anxious, to face possible failure or embarrassment. And that's a really, really hard thing as a parent to accept.
And red flags, I mean, how do you know it's just not a everyday stress versus something where you really need to go and seek some help?
For those types of concerns, I like to think of what I would call like anchors, and those things would be, how are they doing? Are they still hanging out with friends? Are they still relating to you as like parents in the same kind of way? Are they hiding out more in their room, but not maybe in a normal kind of adolescent way, but not really coming out? Are they able to get to school? Are they able to still engage in all their activities? How's sleep doing? How's appetite doing? And those are the types of things you try to look at. And also just like how severe maybe the stress or the anxiety seems to be and how often it's occurring. Those are kind of different things that I consider when thinking about whether it's a good idea for them to seek out any outside help.
And so you notice this, right? It's something that's out of your control and you don't feel like you have the tools. So what are the steps that you should take?
As a parent, I think it's a good idea to consult with a therapist, a counselor. Generally speaking, I think it's good for a parent to go in and meet with them first and talk through what's going on, not necessarily following the next step of bringing their kid in, because I think it's important to consult with a professional about whether it's a good time to bring their child in. And also there's a lot as a parent you can do to help your kids through the stress and anxiety that they're facing and help them develop confidence in their ability to get through it.
Well, it's hard to get a doctor right now, let alone, is it hard to get a therapist? And how do you go about finding the right one?
Well, that's a very tricky thing, and I wish it was easier. There are websites that you can go to look at lists of therapists and counselors in your area, but unfortunately it's a lot of work and a lot of making phone calls and trying to talk to people, and that's why I think it's a good idea to try to speak by phone for a few minutes with a professional, or maybe even just make an appointment and go in and meet with them until you find someone that's speaking about these things in a way that you think will be helpful for your kid and is a good fit for them.
Okay, so you found the right fit and you know you want to do this. How do you talk to your kids to let them know, okay, you're going to go see a therapist?
That is also a tricky thing. All these things are tricky, I guess. But I like to put the kid or the adolescent in a feeling of control about it and say, this is a person that I've found, and I think it might be helpful to talk about these different difficult feelings that you're dealing with. And here's a chance to go meet them and for you to decide if you're comfortable speaking with them. And so you put them in a bit more of a feeling of like control and of power. And ultimately, they're the ones that have to decide they're going to engage with that therapist. So it's good to just frame it that way. And I find that young people find it easier to go in when they know that, oh, it's kind of like an interview for me to see if I like them.
Absolutely. It seems like kids are really taking charge of their own wellness these days. So prevention really is the key to living disease-free. So let's do what we can overall to improve our family's mental health and emotional well-being. So if you have a wellness practice or a journey that you'd like to share, please email us at weekendnews@globaltv.com. Thanks for being here.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Great. So we have a new innovative way to treat nausea at a local hospital. We speak with the man behind the vending machines in White Rock that